Hi everyone and welcome to Summer of Series 11 in Forza Horizon 5. We are beginning this season with Trial as usual, and guess what? The Stock Showdown trials are back, and for me that's great news. I like a bit of a challenge that it introduces because lately, for last 2 months or so, the trials have been a bit too easy for my liking, but I can imagine not everybody's gonna like it. Every time something gets a little bit more difficult in Forza, there's enough unhappy voices about it. And we are driving 1965 Mini Cooper S in stock configuration in terms of upgrades. It doesn't mean you can't tune the car, but with the stock options there's not a lot of things you can actually change in the configuration. I think apart from the tires pressure and gear ratios, there's nothing you can do. I am using the tune by Sainu, which gives me a little bit of a boost in terms of the acceleration due to better gear ratios, but don't expect any miracles. As you can see, I'm not flying past all of the AIs, and you still need to drive the car. And in terms of driving, the number one advice I can give you about the stock trials is drive as clean as you can. In D class that's particularly important because it takes forever to get these cars back to speed. Once you lose the speed because you hit the wall or smashed an opponent in the rear too badly, I mean, there's no recovery from it. There can be, but it makes your life infinitely more difficult. So don't worry too much about slowing down before the corners. It is still faster than smashing into the wall and then trying to get back to speed from standstill. These cars, as I said, take forever to do that, and it's literally painful to be smashing the throttle and just not being able to speed up at all and seeing the AIs passing you. Yeah, don't do that. That's an unpleasant experience. Now, this race doesn't seem to be going particularly well for Team Humans. I'm still in 4th, following my teammate here, but both of us are quite a bit behind the AI. Obviously, starting very last didn't help me because, again, it's not optimal in any class, but in lower end of D class that probably means, I don't know, 15 seconds handicap to recover from in the very beginning. So I should be passing the teammate now, unless any of us does something stupid. No, nobody did, but there's only 19 or 18% of the race to go, and there's still quite, what is it, like 3 or 4 seconds between me and the front two AIs. That's not very good, and the problem is the rest of the team is not doing stellar either. We have 2 people way back scoring minimal or no points at all, and 2 people doing alright. So it looks like we are losing this one, so we are up for a 3 races trial with no option to make any further mistakes. And I think my teammate just behind me, did he just quit? Let's see, because that wouldn't help our scoring either. No, yeah, he did quit. Okay, we'll go for the second race momentarily. We'll try to make it a little bit better than the first one because, as I said, we have no right for a mistake anymore. We have to win both races that are coming up. And that's Cordillera Trail. Again, rainy conditions. Again, rally racing. And I'm again dead last. This game loves me. Okay. Let's see how this one goes. Again, off to the start. The tune I'm using obviously gives me a little bit of an edge. As you can see, I'm flashing past is not particularly the term in D class, but as much as I can. And now we need to survive this corner. You can see everybody's like sliding and smashing into the wall. That's a mistake because as I said, getting back to speed from that collision is really hard. Now I need to try to not murder my teammate here, who's sliding across the track, pushing me sideways a little bit, but let's try to squeeze it in. Yeah, that worked. Okay, now a little bit more blue in the scoring, which is good. Now not smashing the wall in this corner definitely helps, and you can see how slow the AI here. That's the thing. If you can carry the speed through the corner, you will have an edge over both AI and your teammates, and I should be fine to attack this one in this corner. That is bad. Right, okay, that's the worst mistake you can make in the corner of this trial. And as you can see, not only I lost the position, I also left a huge gap between me and the front two AIs, and now the scoring again for the team doesn't look good at all. But luckily this is not in the end of the race, so we're gonna try to avoid doing these stupid things anymore and catch up with those AIs and beat them. And luckily the team does perform much better now. You can see even like this we are winning another bad corner, but my teammates are fixing my failures here, which is great. There's quite a few behind me. Was it? Yeah, 3 teammates behind, immediately behind me, and 1 catching up against the rest of the AIs. But my target is to chase these 2 in front. We have half the race to go, and they're not too far. This is absolutely salvageable. Yep, 1 passed. I don't know why he slowed down. Usually when the front 2 take off, they stick together, but somehow one AI built a huge gap over a second one. But I think we can even try this for the first place, even though if we finish like this as we are now, we should be good already. But I don't like just good. I want to make the best I can in every race. Now while I'm chasing the number 1, if you are wondering what is happening with my video schedule, why am I late for the second week in a row, I've been on a bit of a vacation, and where I was there was no internet and no TV, so recording videos was a little bit difficult, or is, and yeah, that's the reason you are watching this later than usual. But I'm back from vacation, so starting this week I should be able to get back to, well, I will need to catch up with the current season, and then I'll get back to the normal schedule of releasing the trial and PR stunts on Thursday, and then dealing with the seasonal champs as we go through the weekend. Now I have to say this race's picture looks much better. I'm up in first, the second is an AI, but then we have 2 teammates. It's the very end of the race, no need to slow anyone down. We are good for the win. Right, that's 1-1 red versus blue, which means we absolutely have to win the last race. Otherwise it's going to be a failure, which we don't need. The point is to win the trial. So let's go for this third race. And that brings us to Cascada Trail. So all 3 races are sprints. Interesting. Again, all rally, all sprints, and all wet in D class. That's quite a combination for you, but at least I'm not the last anymore. I'm actually starting first, which should make my work quite a bit easier. I got a level at some point, right? Another wheel spin, which I don't actually need. I have all the cars already, so wheel spins don't really bring me anything apart from a few credits, but I get the credits from the races. But yeah, can't complain about that. Now we are chasing the whole pack of AIs. Let's do it like this. See, not smashing into the wall helps you, and when you attack AI, if you decide to ram AI, which is perfectly fine in trial, especially if you're doing it for a win, do it smart as well. Don't just take them out, because taking out one AI, especially at the end of the pack, is not really doing a lot of good for you or the team. But if you use them as a bit of a break to make the corner a little bit faster than you otherwise would be, that's a good thing. You know, that breaks their trajectory, and they have to return to a racing line, losing time, and you instead can pass the corner at higher speed than you usually would. But yeah, now I am up with the number one AI, but the gap between us and the rest of the team is way too big, and the points that's a bad mistake. Points are not good. So what we're gonna do is try to hold these AIs as much as we can, and have some of the teammates, oh my gosh, some of the teammates pass them. As you can see, two of my teammates fell behind, probably missing the checkpoint, probably because they fought each other rather than AI, which is never a great idea in the team event. And the problem with holding up AIs, as I said, it takes forever to get back to speed. So if you let one pass you, it takes a very long time to recover from that. But now we're back here. Now we can start slowing down again and try to, you know, block as much of the road for them. AIs tend to try to stick to the racing line, and they want to try to avoid hitting you. So if you occupy the racing line while going slowly, you slow them down. Now they will leave the racing line, as you can see right now, to try to overtake you, but they're gonna make it as graceful as they can. Now our teammate has passed them, which is good, so we have a teammate ahead, but that's still not enough for us to win. So and another teammate has fallen all the way behind, and now this is becoming quite dangerous. But okay, one teammate left, and that changed the balance. Now we are good again. Now all I need to do is to try to catch up with this guy, and yeah, even finishing third will do it, but let's do it second. Yeah, this is much better. This should give us enough points to win this trial finally, but that was a close call. That was much closer than I expected, and quite a bit more challenging. So I hope you enjoyed it. I did enjoy driving it. As I said, I like the stock showdown. Thank you for watching though, and I'll see you in the next one.